Today, we got a new post from Guild Wars 2, but also a leak for the next expansion. A leak that maybe will give us a little bit of an idea of where this expansion will be at. Subscribe to the channel for more content of this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. And let's get into it. So, what is this picture and what is this post? This is the post that we gotten. And, they talk about a lot of stuff about the, Guild Wars 2, a new cosmetic inspection that you can go check in my other video. The tool that we got. And, of course, as well, as you can see here, a sneak peek of a new location from the 5th Guild Wars 2 expansion shipping out next year. I'm also going to log into just so we can talk about, where I think this is. And you can see a little forest with, some sunlight on it. Very, very cool, very cool spots. But also, it might remind you of specifically Ascalon. It does look a little bit like that. And it's a beautiful place. It also, they were talking about how they are making their performance better and the game look better. And you can see the lighting being very, very cute here. The thing is though, Ascalon, we have explored a lot of it a lot of the time, right? We have, the Ascalonian the main city, near Black Citadel, a lot of Guild Wars 1 parts. We also have the Grothmar Valley for the Char homelands. And, we're kind of running out of space in this matter, right? So there's a few possibilities. We could go visit that. And we could also be maybe even traveling in time in a fractal or something like that to go back to the Searing places in Ascalon, right? That we saw in Guild Wars 1. It could be that as well. There's also another theory, actually, very interesting one, where if you can see, if you open this specific image as the address, now it actually, you can't see it anymore. It says X interview preview or whatever. But before, it used to say Delta Bog. So a bog, kind of like a swamp, and a delta being a place where rivers converge. So with that information, we can more or less have the idea that this place, this zone, is close to some sort of river, some sort of water, right? Actually, let me, one second, I need to put this here. And with that information, we can maybe say, hey, maybe it's close to the Janther Bay. Look at all those rivers converging on this site. Isn't that beautiful? That makes like this seems like a delta, right? Exactly like a delta. It's close to the Divinity's Reach. Is kind of cool. It's kind of a nice place that we haven't explored, close to the Bastion of the Penitent. Who knows? Maybe we can, if we get the zones, we can actually see Bastion of the Penitent from in the distance, which will be very cool. We maybe also can get into the Isles of Janther, or kind of close to the Horn of Maguma as well, which also is kind of one of the reasons why I may not think that this is one of the places, even though the Delta evidence is very strong, and it makes, honestly, this almost be like, oh, it's definitely here. The truth is that we already have one of this, in the world map. You actually have one western, northwestern place, right? The Horn of Maguma. And will we have another one? This actually was a good point made by, it was not Redich, it was the Astral Herald, I think it was called. It's called the Twitter that they have. The Astrallegend. They talk about how they don't think this is going to be the case because of, well, we already have this one, right? So instead he thinks that it's going to be on the right side on the homelands of the Char, as they also have some sort of river here. And of course, this does look like Ascalon, so it could just be where the Char came from, right? It does look like a place that we would have here. Maybe we're gonna travel exactly to this place. I mean, there are some sort of rivers here. They can definitely make it work in here, and it would make a lot of sense. And you can see in this tweet, actually, which I think is a very good tweet, how there we go, how they have from Redich that it could be the Dalata uplands right here from Guild Wars 1, right on the right side of Grothmar Valley. You can see that there's some water around here as well, so you could see all of these places being expanded upon on Guild Wars 2 on this side. There is a lot of water around here, so it definitely could be this and not this as well. So, and knowing that ArenaNet likes to go back to Guild Wars 1 zones and explore them again, I think this is definitely a big possibility. There's also, as we said before, a possibility of this being just Ascalon, but on the past, right? Pre-Cillian Ascalon. You can see one picture of the Last Day Dawn cinematic right here, and you can see it and compare it to what we have now. There we go. You can see that it's very, very close together, right? It does look a bit similar. Now, is it exactly the same? No, of course not, but a lot of time has passed. And, you know, we could also be going to this place in, what's the word? In even more of the past before this picture was taken in Guild Wars 1. That would be very interesting. Now, how they do it, I'm actually not very much of a fan of time traveling in video games. I think it can fuck up with the lore a lot. But because for fractals existing and, you know, essentially times in space that we can actually, you know, see and not interact with, but not really change, we could go back, see a fractal of pre-Ascalon and just explore it, and maybe we have some lore reason like, hey, we need some information about this history period and we need this now. We're gonna have to travel into the fractals in order to explore this and get the knowledge that we need. And this could be very, very interesting, very fun, and not really detrimental to the actual lore of the game and consequences in the game. So I'm excited to see if that's actually going to be the case. We have a lot of possibilities. I think these are the main 3 possibilities that I've seen on social media, and that seem way more, you know, plausible. For me, I think probably the biggest one would be the Blood Legion homelands, like around here. You can just go through Gothma Valley and get more char stuff. We have seen a lot of the char. It would be nice if we see another type of, maybe not race, but some sort of other things that happen. Because, yeah, we had the Icebird Saga. We also have the Umlagahan, which are this tribe that never got any sort of interaction with the actual char that we know of. So they can't really do that storyline again. But it would be kind of weird to have another expansion on the the northwestern part of the map, right? Like how would they do this? Like, would they have Horn of Maguma here and then another another arrow right there? I mean, they could, honestly. It's not really that big of a deal. And it is, and this would make a lot of sense in case, you know, this is called the Delta Bog, right? This is definitely a big delta, right? So it could be, but I don't know. I think it's more likely that this is the case here. It all depends on what they want to do at the end of the day. But why would they fuck themselves over trying to, you know, fuck up the map when you can just so easily put another one here and be done with it, right? And it'd be perfect, right? You would have it right here, perfectly established right there. You can go from Gothma Valley to the Blood Legion homelands, right? And just continue playing the game. I think it's also one of the biggest things and coolest things of Guild Wars 2, the fact that all the zones kind of go around together and you can teleport from one to the other. The latest expansions, you know, the Horn of Maguma didn't really do that too much. I mean, we have that spot right here, I guess, but we can't really connect Maguma Wastes, right? We can't really go over from Burn and Brink to the Horn of Maguma, right? Which is kind of sad. It would be nice if one expansion we get all of this here. That would be cool. But we don't, so ideally it'd be nice if you go from Gothma Valley. That's where the expansion starts. Maybe they give away that map for free or something, and then we just go in here and do the rest, right? That would be, I think, very, very cool. I do like the idea of Isles of Janthier, though. You can actually go from Lake Doric to this side, maybe one map here, another map there, and you can see the Bastion of Bandits under there, and maybe you take a ship here to get to the Isles of Janthier as well, a big map there. I think that would be very cool. There's a lot of possibilities, honestly, and I'm excited for all of them. This sounds very cool, and I'm happy that Ened has, you know, seen that starting to make news about this is a good idea, considering a lot of people are kind of dooming around the whole Guild Wars 3 thing. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's good that they leaked this little picture here to make people know that they're really working the game and they really care a lot about it. Of course, the same applies for the beautiful fashion inspection tool we're getting tomorrow, and that I'm very excited for. They do seem to be caring a lot about the game and really wanting to invest on it as well. So I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with this news, and I'm excited to talk more about it on stream and everywhere. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if there's anything I missed, anything that you think is more likely, and see you guys around. Love you all. Bye bye. Oh, go to my Ko-Fi if you want some more. There you go. Bye bye.